This video is for the axle support part for the wheel assembly. Alright, lots of places we could start on this one. Let's go ahead and start on the top plane. So I'm going to click top plane, immediately hit the sketch button. It rotates it. I know my sketch is active because I can see the grid. So let's go ahead and start sketching. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a rectangle, but I'm not going to tie it to the origin yet. Let's go ahead and put some dimensions on this rectangle. The height of that rectangle, or the depth of it, I guess, is 1.5. And the width across here is 3.25. Now we're going to tie it to this point. So I'm going to go up and go to Add Relation. I'm going to click on the line and the origin, and I'm going to go midpoint. Now it's tied in. Hit the check mark. Now we can extrude it. So that's under Features, Extruded Boss Base. And I believe our height here is 0.375. And click the check mark. Alright, now let's go ahead and sketch in our profile for the actual support portion of it. I'm going to click on this surface. I'm going to turn it normal to. I'm going to right click and put a sketch on it. And let's move that up just a hair. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a center line from the origin straight down. Okay, now let's put a circle on that center line. Whoops, it's drawing another center line. Circle. On the center line, doesn't matter where, make sure it's not clicked into the center or something. Alright, right click and we can go to line. And I'm going to go from the edge of the circle to the corner, and then I'm just going to follow this around so that my sketch is closed, and come back, and I want to make sure I get the tangent symbol in there. Alright, now let's start putting some dimensions on. The distance from here to the bottom, or the center of my circle, excuse me, is 2. The diameter of my circle says it's a 0.75 radius, which would be a diameter of 1.5. Okay, and let's go ahead and trim Let's trim the closest, and we'll trim this out. Now notice down here I have 2 little dots, which means I am not tangent. So let's go ahead and make those tangents. So I'm going to hit Escape to get out of Trim. Go into Add Relation. I'm going to take that line and this arc and make them tangent. There we go. That looks much better. Alright, now I'm ready to extrude. So I'm going to go to Features and Extrude. And go ahead and rotate this. Remember that the total right here was 1.5. So if I add on to that, I'll be going the wrong direction. This little button right there is called reverse direction. So it will, if I click on that, it will go the other direction. And the other direction, I want it to be 0.375, which is what it is set at. So I can hit the check mark. Alright. Let's put our circle in here that comes out a little bit. So I'm going to click on the surface. I can click on Sketch. I can click on normal to, click on circle. I'm going to hover over the arc. It'll give me the center point, and I'm just going to come out and tie that in to that arc. I don't even have to dimension it. I can go to features, extruded boss base, rotate this so I can see it. It's good. It's extruding the correct dimension, and I believe that dimension is, I'm glad it tells me, let's go 1.125 and hit the check mark. Alright, next thing we're going to do is, let's go ahead and put the hole in this since we have that. So I'm going to click the surface, sketch on the surface, normal to, circle, find the center, put the circle in, right click, smart dimension, click on the circle, and its diameter is a diameter of 1. Okay, so its dimension, let's go to features, and this time instead of extruding we're going to cut. So I'm going to click on cut, rotate it, and let's go ahead and set it through all, and click check mark. So there's our circle. Let's put a couple of fillets on here. So the fillet command, remember, is on the features tab, fillet, and my fillet should be a radius of 0.5. And remember, I'm going to click on the edge, which is the little stick going up and down. Surface is the box. So I'm going to edge and edge, 0.5, hit the check mark. Alright, now I'm ready to put my counterbore holes in, and they go on this surface right here. So let's go ahead and click that surface. I'm not going to put a sketch on it though. The hole wizard is located on the features tab of the command manager. So I'm going to click on hole wizard. I'm not in a sketch. So I'll click on hole wizard. A couple of different options on the hole wizard as it boots up. We're going to click on this one right here where I can select the type of hole I want. So it's like a customized hole. I'm going to use a counterbored hole, and I wish this would not disappear when I do that, but my inside diameter is I have to get in there to edit it, 0.375. Don't worry about the depth because it's going to go through all. My counterbore, oh here it is up here now, my counterbore diameter is 0.625, and my counterbore depth is 0.125. So there's a preview of what it is. Now I'm going to go back up to the top and click on positions, and I'm going to move that. I lied, I'm not going to move that. I'm going to click another one in. Then I'm going to find the arrow button wherever it is hiding. There it is. Right click and select. Now I can move those, and I'm hovering again over the fillet to find the center point. Remember, it was a right click to get into that arrow. Once I have all those done, I can hit the check mark. Hit the check mark again, and my counterbore holes are there, and we are ready to save this out. Oh, I lied. We need to put the fillets on. Let's put the last fillets on. The fillet command is there on the features. If you don't do these fillets in the right order, they have a tough time working. Let's go ahead and change the distance to 0.125. And I'm going to click this one first and hit the check mark. I'm going to go to fillet again. This time I'm going to click this edge, and it should follow it all the way around, which it does. And I'm going to hit the check mark again. Now we are ready to save that out as the axle support.